Hello guys, and welcome back here to the SQL Bolt. We left session, the last one we did was lesson 10, queries with aggregate, part 1. Just want to show that real quick here. And we talked about the different common aggregate functions. We have count. It tells you what count does, and then min, max, average, and sum. So that I just wanted to point out that's where we left on the last lesson. That's the things we were talking about. And the video we're doing today here is a continuation of that. So just wanted to point that out. So when you see aggregated functions, what does that mean? Okay. So SQL lesson 11, queries with aggregate part 2. And over here it says, our queries are getting fairly complex, but we have nearly introduced all the important parts of the select query. One thing that you might have noticed is that if the group by clause is executed after the where clause, which filters the rows which are to be grouped, then how exactly do we filter the group rows? So it gives us here a select, basically an example. We were going to be select group by the an aggregate function from the table, where, what condition, and then group, and then also having group condition. So let's move on to the exercise they're having us do today. So for this exercise, you're going to dive deeper into employee data at the Film Studio. Think about the different clauses you want to apply for each task. So the first one, it says find the number of artists in the studio. So here we have the employee table. Here are the different roles. We have engineer, artist, and managers, and their names. So their names, the building they're in, and the years they've been employed. So that's what our table has. So to find this one, we are going to start by saying, we're going to start by saying select the role, right? Which we see row here, what that means. I'm going to go ahead and do comma, and then I'm going to do one of those aggregate functions. I'm doing count. And in this particular one, we're going to go ahead and leave that there. That's the aggregate function that we're using. And we got to give some titles here so things can make sense, right? And we're going to use, in this one, we're going to say number of artists. That's what we want to say. I just want to make sure I'm spelling artist right. Artist. Sometimes I just copy this stuff here to make it easier, because I just want to make sure things make sense. Number of artists. Okay. And I said number of. So let's do that. Okay. So number of artists we're saying, and then we are going to go ahead and do that from our table, which our table's name employees. Let's do that way. We know what we're doing there. See, so I just pulled that up, and it right now is saying the row. It is giving us number of artists. But we're still working on this to get the exact answer. And then we're going to go ahead and do the where. Capitalize this. Where, and we're saying for that where, we're saying row equals to right, and that's what they want us to do. So it says that the question again was find the number of artists in the studio, and they didn't want us using the having clause. So we said select the row. We said we use that count aggregate function, and then we're saying as number of artists because that's the name we wanted to give a name here. This could have been anything you wanted, but number of artists, right? And then from employees, that's our table, where it equals to artists because we just want the artists. Okay, so the next one, it says find the number of employees of each row in the studio. So on this one, we're going to go ahead and move. We're still going to use this count. We're going to change something in here, though. Inside the count, we're actually going to put row. It's going to specify here. So we'll say row. So select, and we're gonna take this part out because we're just doing select count row, right? So, and then we're gonna switch this to say total of employees instead, because we're trying to find the number of employees. See, okay, that's what we wanted to. That's the name we want up there to be. Oh, no spaces. That's not like spaces. So now total of employees. That's we wanted to say that. Okay, so next thing we have in there, total of employees. We are going to go ahead and do from, which is, we already got that there because that's the table we're using. And then we are going to say, so we said from, and then from employees. Missing thing here. And then we are going to say, in this case, we're going to say group by, because we just want the total. Give us a group of everything, right? Close it with a semicolon. So again, we did select count row as total of employees. Again, we're saying row because we want this to show us the roles, right? We want to have like what is specified here. So we're saying there's 5 artists, there's 5 engineers, there's 3 managers, and then we group them to get the total. So, yep. If you have that, you know what the total would be. So, and then the next question is find the total number of years employed by all engineers. So on this one, we are going to use another aggregate function as well when I use the sum. And we are going to do it for years of employed. Take this out of here too. I just try to save. I don't want to type everything back. So employees, we know we're going to use that. So over here we said, okay, I just want to make sure we type in correctly the years of employee. Remember, these are titles that we're getting from the table, so you want to make sure they're correct. I'm going to say this. What was the question? Find the number of years employed, so total years employed. From employee table, because that's where we're getting everything from. And then we're going to say group by role. And because we're talking about engineers, we got to say, I'm going to use this clause. Having, remember, having role, in this case, is engineers. All these engineers, they want to know. So find the total. Let's see. Let me see if I got everything correct here. So select sum. I said years. Employ. See, this is why you gotta watch what you say, how you say it. Years employed. If you misspell, you're gonna be stuck like wondering what you did wrong. Select sub years employed. I wanted to add this there as total. I mean, we don't need this part. And then from group by the role, and then having role equals to engineers. Okay, so just checking here. comma. That was what I get that separation. And then it doesn't matter if we have that there dot. So select row, some years employed, some employees, from employees. Group by row. Okay, so that's what it was that I wanted. So, I mean, it says here some years of employed, but if I wanted to not say that again, like I was trying to tell you guys earlier, as well as trying to fix all my errors first, you could have said, if you want, you know what I mean? So you just kept that total instead of saying, you know, this here, some years employed, you could say total years employed, so engineers. So the question was find the total number of years employed by all engineers, so 17 years total for them. Pretty cool, huh? So, yep, this was SQL lesson 11, queries with aggregating. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around. See you in the next video. Bye for now.